Testing. Testing. I can't hear myself.
Testing.
Can you hear yourself?
Testing. Yep, I can hear myself.
I can't hear myself that well.
Can I?
Okay. I can kind of hear myself. Now I can kind of hear. Okay, my mic needs to be all the way up. That's
what
weird.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can I hear mine?
I can hear you perfectly, but
okay, cool.
couldn't really hear myself. Turn it down just a little bit. It's 10 p.m. on a Wednesday. Thoughts with LK. I have a special guest. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know. I had this special guest here up before.
Yes.
But our very special footage was erased. Not in our hearts, only on the hard drive.
You could have said stolen.
Stolen in a
That's
way.
a good word.
Maybe someone took it from us. But yeah, so we're back at it again with the podcast. I forgot what episode this is, but when it's up, it'll be posted. And thank you for our live listeners.
Ooh.
Justin, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Justin Roblero. I am the head and founder of AFR Productions. You can catch me on Instagram at JustAfro or my YouTube, which is AFR Productions.
Okay. So go ahead and tell people what I know we went through this conversation before. It's going to feel a little deja vu, but there's some things that I need the people to absolutely know about you. So go ahead and tell them.
Okay, so like I told you before,
AFR Productions.
I'll tell you again, AFR Productions is basically my way to get out my own content. And it's a mixture of skits. It's a mixture of a lot of collaboration as far as short films or maybe feature films coming like soon. Mm-hmm. But it's my own mixture of what I want to get out as far as content in the film universe. Something I created. It's a lot of my friends that are amazing actors, amazing writers, and we're pretty much collaborating to give everyone this amazing content. It's pretty much like right now it's short skits, but it's definitely more to come from it.
Okay. So short skits, you're producing.
Right.
You're writing.
Writing, producing, directing.
Are you in any of your skits?
No, I'm not. I don't know if I will be. Actually, maybe in one of them, I'm thinking, but right now I'm strictly directing and writing.
Strictly
and
behind
producing.
the scenes.
Right.
Okay. So you're writing, you're producing, you're editing.
Yes.
You're doing all of these things on your own.
Right. Oh.
Well, do you have help writing?
I have. Sometimes my skits are collaboration with my actors. Like I'll have an outline of what I want, and like we get there and start shooting, and my actors will say something or do something like, all right, cool, we'll keep that. But that's as far as it goes. I pretty much write my own outline, and then when I get to the set, like me and my actors will collaborate, so they also have a part in their lines and what they decide to do on screen. But
okay. Well, there you have it, guys. And so as you can see, this is why he's here. Anyone that listens to the podcast / radio show Thoughts with LK and checks out my blog Thoughts with LK, you know how I feel about film, you know how I feel about shows, etc. So this is why he's here. Speaking of shows, how about you go and tell people, because this is, a main traction for you, I think, and a great accomplishment.
What are you talking about? What
do you think I'm talking about?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's
you have no idea. The Get Down.
Oh,
so
yes.
You guys, like I said, this is deja vu for me and him. We had this conversation before, but I know my listeners know The Get Down. You know what it's about.
I hope so,
you know what it brings to the table. Just briefly, I'll go ahead and tell you what I love about it. I love the theatrics. I love the colors. I love the production. I love the message. I love the combination of hip hop and TV or film or you know what I mean? Everything about that, because for me growing up, like there's a correlation between my life and hip hop.
Right.
There's a song for everything that I've been through. You know what I mean? So that's why The Get Down is such an important show, and also it's very informative. Like I think I was telling you before, the art that it brings to the table is amazing,
the birth
because
of hip hop, essentially.
Yeah, and it's not just music; it's art.
Yeah, that whole time period, man. That whole time period was an amazing mix of originality and, you know, like mixing tracks. Like that whole mixing of records is something that had never been done before, and it, like, you know, it led to 80s and 90s rap and hip hop. Like, it was the birth, it was the jump off, like,
and it's a lot to be appreciated. So we get to see that in the Get Down. So I've asked you a ton of questions. I'm sorry, but go ahead and tell the people how you got to have a role in the Get Down. Tell the people your experience and something memorable about the characters. How was it on set? All of that stuff. Your casting was really cool. You talked about that before. So go ahead and let the people know about
that whole process. First of all, the Get Down itself, like, being on set of that show was incredible. Like, I met so many people that was so genuine, so cool, so interesting, and everybody had their own reason why they were there, how they got there. It was a really cool set to be on. As you know, the pilot and a couple of the episodes are being directed by Baz Luhrmann. He has actually his, like, you know, his production, it's his baby. And, you know, he's did Moulin Rouge and the 90s Romeo and Juliet. So, like you said before, with the aesthetics, like the colors, it's popping, it's vibrant. He really captures that aspect really well, you know.
Absolutely.
As far as casting, I was extremely blessed to be a part of that movement. Like, and it was just I told you before, one of my friends posted something on Facebook, was like, yo, they're doing a casting call for people with afros. And I have an afro, if anyone didn't know. JustAfro, it's kind of a hint. Afro Productions, kind of a hint. But he said there's a casting call for people with afros, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, how can I not do this? It's like a disservice, you know, to my community if I don't go to this casting call, whether or not I even know what it's about. And at that time, I didn't. I heard of the Get Down, but I didn't know exactly what it was. So I sent them my information. Like, the next day, I got a call, and they said, hey, you have a look that we would love for the record board. Like, are you free for a fitting next Monday? And I was like, yes. Like, before I even processed it, I was like, yes, of course I am. I went in for the fitting. Like, about a week later, we shot the Grandmaster Flash Flash party scene, which was incredible. Like, when I tell you that it was...
So it was a real party.
It was a real party. Give or take, like, you know, sometimes we had music playing, sometimes we didn't. We had the pantomime, but it was lit. Like, it was very, very authentic. That whole party, and we recorded for like over the course of a day. Like, no lie, we came in around 3 p.m. We didn't leave until the following, like, morning. Like, we watched the sunrise. That's how long we shot that. But the energy was always at 100. Like, it was so incredible to work with that cast and crew. Like, everyone, and even, like, you know, everyone involved was just so genuine and passionate, and we had a great time on that set.
That's amazing. And I think did you have any, like, you know, stories that we wouldn't find anywhere else?
Wouldn't find posted on Google.
Wouldn't know about the cast or just the set, or...
I mean, we got to meet a lot of amazing people. As you know, Jaden Smith's on that set, and he's a really cool, you know, cool guy. He's a little off. Like, you know,
he's a little like his character?
His character and Jaden himself. Like he looks like he's on another planet. He's a really cool dude, though. As I told you before, I got to meet Curtis Blow, and that was incredible. Like, he really, like, showed us and showed the crowd, like, how the bebop boys, like, you know, bopped and moved, and how to really take in the environment of the party, and how the DJ is controlling the flow. You know, like, back then it was all about the DJ. Like, it was the DJ's party back then. You know, like, it was Grandmaster Flash's party. Even no matter who the MC was, it was the DJ's party, you know. So, yeah, there was a lot of things.
So you was lit.
It was lit. It was work, but it was lit.
Okay. So, as you know, you're a film dude.
Yes,
so I have to...
I heard you're a film girl, too.
I am. I don't know if it's how you are, but I am. So I wanted to talk to you about what I like to talk about, which is film, which is shows. What are you watching right now?
Right now, shows. It's funny, we talked about this before. I'm not that much of a television person, right? Like, I don't watch that many TV shows. I'll watch a movie way before I watch a TV show.
Okay.
But the few shows I do watch on Netflix, which is on Netflix, I watch Stranger Things. I love Stranger Things. I watch that like in a week. Black Mirror. I told you about that before. That anthology, like new Twilight Zone social media vibe thing, which is amazing to me. I gotta finish it, matter of fact. Besides that, I don't really watch that much television. I'm not into the whole Game of Thrones. I'm not into, and I know you are.
Oh my God. Somebody come get this man.
I know you're into Game of Thrones. Everyone's gonna hate me when I say I don't watch Game of Thrones.
I need people to. What's your ad name? JustAfro.
Now I can't say it because now I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'm just mad hate.
At JustAfro. Please go on his Instagram and be like, listen, how do you call yourself a producer and you don't watch Game of Thrones?
I promise you, I will watch Game of Thrones.
It's the inspiration of. I don't even know what to tell you, but to tell you.
Do you read the books? Scott, we talked about this before. Do you?
The Game of Thrones? No, I didn't read the books. You don't need to read the books. I've read a lot of books and watched the movies, and I've been disappointed.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure whatever the books are like, you will not be disappointed by this show. It is I can right hand high say that Game of Thrones is the best show that I've seen ever.
For real? Like it's
like ever. It's the most.
I mean, it's like many people like Game of Thrones. Like people who like my friends who listen to hardcore rap. Or my friends who listen to country music, both people like Game of Thrones.
It's like nothing I've ever seen. It's one of those shows that I truly believe that. I mean, I don't know because it could be a trend. It could start something that all shows will be like this now, but it's life changing.
Wow,
I lied to you. Like it just is. You won't understand it until you experience it.
All right, I definitely will check out Game of Thrones.
You need to do that.
I will.
That needs to be on your to-do list first thing
tonight.
Game of Thrones, because it's getting deep now.
Yeah, I heard it's ending, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's ending
soon.
So I should just wait, right? Should I wait till it ends so then I can just watch
them all? You could binge watch, but I feel that it'll get so crazy that you want to experience with other people. Like, I want to be able to be like, oh, Justin,
like tonight, yeah, right?
See, I have friends, I have people that I have not seen in years that when they heard the new season, they was tagging me on Instagram like, look,
so it builds friendships and
it's that time of the year, yes. And I was like, it's crazy. You need to get on that, but I'm gonna leave you alone. But have you been watching any movies? What you been watching?
Oh, movies. Yes, I watch movies.
What'd you watch lately? What's new?
The last. Well, I definitely go to the movie theaters a lot. Like a lot of people don't. A lot of people stream nowadays, but I definitely still go to the movie theater. It's one of my personal getaways. One of the things I love to do. The last thing I saw in theaters is Fate of the Furious. I got to go to the world premiere at Radio City.
What did you think? Because I got some comments about that, but you go first. Let me know how you feel about it, the everything.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I am a Fast and the Furious
fanatic.
It's a guilty pleasure because I'm not going to say those are the best quality of filmmaking, but they are entertaining, and I've been a fan from the beginning. Like, from the original Fast and Furious, and then when they switched it up in Fast 5, and The Rock joined, and Jason Statham joined, and they took this new crazy action movie vibe instead of car racing. I'm still down. I still enjoy it. This last one, I enjoyed it. It's not as much as I did the previous ones. It was fun. There were elements of it that that kept the franchise without spoiling things, because it is kind of fairly new. There were things they brought back from other movies that I enjoyed, and the storylines now is kind of what's turning me off, because it's really starting to get a little ridiculous.
Okay. So you think it should stop at this point?
Before this came out, because this was last week, I was like, I don't need another Fast and Furious, but as long as they keep coming out, yeah, I'll go see it.
So you don't mind?
I don't mind it. After this one, I think they can stop.
It's too much now.
They can stop. It's getting too much. I'm afraid the next one is just gonna be completely just turned off. They can end this franchise in peace. They won't. I know they already have 2 more planned. Vin Diesel like confirmed that already that there's 2 more planned. But so did you see it? Did you see it?
Okay, so I saw parts of it. I told you why I see parts of the movie. So I saw parts of the movie. I actually didn't get to see the last one. The last one was with Paul Walker, right?
Yeah.
I still have not gotten it. Yeah, I still haven't got to see that last one. Which I do. I plan to see. I just haven't gotten around to it. It didn't. Fast and Furious is one of those movies. Like, it's like the first one was great. It was like, whoa, you know, the first of its kind. Then the second one, it was like, oh, it's good. It's one of those movies that I always kind of felt like again. But I don't mind it like you.
Right.
But here's what I think. The main character, one of the main characters, he passed away in such a weird way.
Yeah,
like
really...
he was in, you know, I think it's time, let that go. Let that be his thing. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been in other movies, but really we know him from Fast and Furious.
I love Paul Walker, but he's not the best actor. Like, he made, like, Fast and Furious, I think was his thing, right? It was him, and he did so well in that franchise. Like,
yeah, and I just kind of feel like, why are we gonna, like, the last one, I get it, they were already filming, but like, let it end that way, and that would have been a great way to end it. Because imagine when people talk about that years, like, oh, remember Fast and Furious, and the last one when the dude died, da, da, da. Now it's like it's this ongoing thing, and it's just kind of it's a drag now, and I haven't even seen them, and it's a drag for me, and I'll tell you why. So I'm hearing that the next 2, they're making 2 more for sure.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that there's one that's supposed to take place in space.
Okay, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that's the running
somebody
joke.
said that they is. I
wouldn't be surprised actually if that happened.
But come on, that would ruin the franchise.
They're jumping submarines with cars in this one. Like, I don't think space is that far fetched at this point.
That's not okay.
Like, I don't. One of the things I have a problem with is that Dom, the main character, Vin Diesel, like, you know, in the beginning of Fast and Furious, the series, he's just regular, you know, credible, amazing street racer. He's a grease monkey. He knows how to work mechanics on the car. He's your average LA, like, street thug. And it's cool. But then by this point, he's fighting the most elite operative soldiers. Like, he's just a random guy. Like, he's dumb, but at the same time he has a head.
Like, when did you become Chung Li?
Right.
Like,
when did you become,
you
like,
took karate, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
And your street hardcore life?
Yeah, like, he's big. Like, everyone needs Dom. Like, Charlize Theron is like, the only person that can do this mission is Dominic Toretto. Like, we searched everyone in the world, and he's the most qualified, you know? But there's a certain, you know, lovable quality to those movies still. Like I said, like, I think it's the history, it's a guilty pleasure for me. Yeah, you're right.
It's because we once loved it, and it's so much, like, for me, around our age, it's like, that's a part of our childhood and things like that. So that's what that's about. But
anything else that I've seen, I've seen most of the big releases this year. Like, for example, I've seen Logan, I've seen Beauty and the Beast.
You got to see Beauty and the Beast. What did you think of Beauty and the Beast?
I liked Beauty and the Beast. I enjoyed it
too. Did you? I don't know if you yeah, I finally got to see it.
Oh, great.
Did you recognize the part when the candle was doing, like, some breakdown dance? Yo, me and my friend were crying.
Recognize in the movie. Or saw that part? Like, what do you mean?
He would just started
breakdancing? Do you remember the animated?
Yes.
Did you watch the animated?
Of course I watched
this live action is really, really like a cut and paste. Like, it did a really good job of doing exactly like the animated, which is one of the reasons I didn't love it as much. It wasn't anything new and innovative, but I do appreciate and love the fact that it was so close to the animated. Like,
yeah, I kind of like it too, but I kind of feel like with those type of classics, you can't really try to remix it too much. I think I told you they're coming out with A Little Mermaid.
Right, they're doing a lot of Disney.
That's like a remix, but it's way off, and it just doesn't even look. It's like, no, that does not need to be a remake. Actually, that needs to be its own thing.
Actually, 2 Little Mermaids. Disney's doing one, and then another studio's doing one. One is Disney's version is gonna, you know, follow Ariel, the Under the Sea Disney.
Yeah.
The other one is following, I think, the source material of the actual book, The Little Mermaid, and that one is completely dark and different, like the real story of The Little Mermaid. Okay. I don't know if you ever.
I haven't, but I did see something on Facebook with this Japanese version.
Oh, I saw that. Mermaid. Yeah.
So it kind of almost looked like what I seen, but obviously more action and things.
And dramatic.
Dramatic.
I saw that. That had me on the floor.
From the previews, it's like they pick up the mermaid and they're trying to, make her into like the next dolphin at Dolphin World, and she's not with it. It was kind of like that. And I was like, that's not the Little Mermaid.
No, Disney's version is going to be closer to the Disney's version. Of
Hopefully. That I will maybe be. I mean, because like I think I told you this last time. Those movies is so. You almost need to stick to the script, because if it goes wrong because you tried to remix and you ruin our childhood.
Because our generation right now, for the first time, we're feeling nostalgia. Like, we're getting, like, to our generation, we're getting things remade that we saw. Like, Power Rangers just came out last month.
Yeah.
They're starting to touch things from our childhood, and our generation is not with it. Like, we're like, wait a minute, this is not the way we remember it,
I'm okay with if it's done. Like, the Beauty and the Beast, I think the graphics, I think because the storyline was the same, I can't critique it really.
Right.
Like, it is what it is. It wasn't anything that I'm going to talk about 20 years from now.
Right.
But it was nice to watch. It was good acting. It was good singing. I can't complain about it.
Right.
But then when you do something different, and I hate to say that because it's like you're critiquing originality, but like if you do it wrong,
it has to be a good balance.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you.
It has to be a good balance. Like, you can do something different with the story, which they did in Beauty and the Beast. They did a couple of things different, but it's like if you make Belle a tomboy, or switch something up too far past the source material, then people get a little like, what's going on?
That kind of brings me to it. So I said that I don't really. It can be done well, but in general, I'm not really with the recreating movies, because I think it's a lot of producers and big movie companies, you lack originality.
Right.
So how do you feel about that? Because there's Jumanji coming out.
Yes.
There's
Jumanji.
The Mummy coming out.
The Mummy.
There's
It's coming out. Right.
Yeah. So we have these redos that are coming, and these are classics.
Yeah.
These are big movies,
Yeah,
household name movies. How do you feel about it? Do you think they should be some things should just be left alone? Do you think not?
Everyone has that movie where it's like, don't touch it. Like, like, do not touch this. I do not want you to mess it up. For me, I don't get like that too much, because I'll always have the original. Like, I love, like, for example, in any movie, I love Toy Story, right? If you remake Toy Story in the next 20 years, I'm not going to be like, oh, you're going to mess it up. Don't touch Toy Story, don't touch Woody, don't touch Buzz. Because I still have the original Toy Story for me to watch. I don't even have to acknowledge that one if I don't want.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's certain things that need to be done, or to make a remake work, or to do a remake in general. Like, for one, the movie has to be old enough that this generation doesn't really know about it.
Right.
I think that's a qualification that needs to be
had. Like, you can't remake a movie in 10 years.
Right.
That's kind of whack.
Like, if you remake, something that came out in the last 10 years that this generation knows. Like, if you're remaking it, a lot of, today's children or teens don't know what it is, or the original it. So I think that's great, because then you get to expose a new generation to this original. And most likely, when they hear about it, when they see the trailer for it and see all the comments and YouTube, like, people will be like, oh, the original. So then they might check out the original, which is masterpieces. A lot of originals are amazing. They go back to black and white original movies that are incredible. But on the other hand, sometimes there are remakes that people don't know are remakes. Like, I explained to you before, The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
A lot of our generation loves that. That's a remake.
It is.
And
but like
I think
you said,
they
the
did
time
better,
frame, it was such a big time difference.
And another thing, a reason I think that some remakes are beneficial is if you can benefit from today's technology. Like, if you're remaking something, that had extreme special effects for back in like Star Wars, like the 1977 Star Wars. If you're doing a remake of Star Wars or a new Star Wars, you can benefit from this technology. So that's a reason to make a remake. But if you can't, like if you're making a remake of Friday, there's no technology to benefit from now that you couldn't when you made Friday, like it'll just be a remake of Friday. So in that situation, I think that there doesn't need to be a reboot or a remake,
Yeah.
like keep the original.
Yeah, exactly. It's tricky.
It is.
Hollywood is funny, but I stand by. I want to see it. There's so many ideas that I have in my head alone. For that it's like, why is anyone doing that? Or there's remakes that are kind of like not such big movies that can be redone and twisted. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's a trend, and it shouldn't be a trend. If you're gonna redo a movie, really have legit reason, like a legit inspiration. Like, yo, you know what they should have did in The Mummy? They should have. Yo, that's crazy. The Mummy, I can kind of see, because I can, like you said, I can see the technology advancement that would definitely benefit that movie. Right. But then again, it has to be done right, because it still was a big movie.
And a lot of people love the first Mummy. The first Mummy was great. It was a good movie. And now they're doing this shared universe, which is what they're doing with a lot of movies now. The Mummy will be a shared universe with the Invisible Man, with the werewolf. You know, they're doing that. Dracula. They're trying to combine the cinematic universe, like similar to what Marvel's doing, with all the superheroes and movies connecting and things like that.
That's cool.
It's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, so you say you're not really watching too many shows, but you are in your movies. So you see Power Rangers.
Right. I've seen Power Rangers. I've seen Logan. I've seen Beauty and the Beast. I've seen Ghost in the Shell. Fate of the Furious, the last thing I've seen. I'm actually gonna go see The Circle this weekend.
I'm not familiar. Who's that?
You ever seen that trailer with Tom Hanks and Emma Watson? It looks a lot like Black Mirror, actually.
What are they doing? Because if you tell me what they're doing, I've probably seen it.
John Boyega's also in it from Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It's basically like about social media. In a way, like Emma Watson goes to this company, and they're really like into social media and how it affects the selection processes and things like that. But there's supposed to be like this little twist, or this little, it's a movie to make you think. The trailers don't look amazing to me, but I love Tom Hanks, I love Emma Watson, and a lot of things that involve social media now, like that make you think, pretty interesting to me. Like, I don't know about for everyone. It's definitely, I don't think it's a movie for everyone.
I gotta check that out. So guys, go check out The Circle. Maybe I'll do a review on it once I watch it. Is it worth a review?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to see it.
You're going to see it. When does it come out? Or is it already out?
It comes out Friday.
Okay. What am I watching? Okay, shows that I'm watching or anticipating watching. So, as I spoke about before, Game of Thrones is coming out this summer. We'll be watching that. I'm gonna wait until after graduation. I will binge watch The Get Down 2 second season. Yes,
because part 2 came out. Everybody, The Get Down part 2 came out.
And I've heard nothing but
week.
Great things.
Yes, so definitely
check that out. I'm gonna binge watch that. I like to, because I kind of was like,
we can do that now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna binge watch To Get Down. Power.
Power's coming back, right?
How do you feel about Power?
I'm not a Power fan. I'm not a Power fan.
You're not a Power fan? Wait, have you watched it all?
No, I've not watched it all.
Okay, that's
so I
why.
can't, I have not watched it all.
Give it a fair chance. I'll let you know this much. I'll tell you a story about Power. My ex-boyfriend was watching Power. I'm like, get this off my... I don't want to see 50 Cent trying to bring Get Rich Die Trying to the screen. Stop. This is whack. And then I saw Tommy. I was like, ew. Like, I was so turned off. It did not catch my attention at all. And then something triggered me to watch it. So I said, let me give it a fair chance. Because I'm a strong believer in give it a fair chance. Like, I'll give it at least one episode. Yeah,
most definitely.
I started from the beginning. I never stopped watching that show.
Really?
And it is so good. And it's also good for
people love Power. Power has a huge following. People forgot because it's been away for a minute. Power has a huge following.
It's a great show, Justin. It's a great show. It's one of those shows just like Game of Thrones. You gotta kind of fill it out, be like, meh. But I'm telling you, it's one of those shows. If you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, I don't know. But then once you start watching it, you're like, oh my god, like 50 what? It's so good. I'll tell you. Okay, also, on my old job, I used to work with this girl. what is this girl? Irish girl, totally white. I mean, don't got a black friend.
Yeah.
And I was like, watch the show. She was like, oh, I need a new show. I said, watch the show, pal. I didn't think she was gonna watch it. I thought she was gonna be like,
I'll watch it.
And I told her I had to explain to her. I had to convince her the way I convince people to watch Game of Thrones.
Right.
So I was like, listen, it's 5.50 cents. Don't get turned off, because I was turned off too. So I understand why you're probably like, hell to the no. But give me a second. You're gonna like it. I kind of gave her a little bit of like the turns, and I'm like, oh, it's this guy named Tommy. He's like a real New York white boy. That like I gave her like, you know, and she was like, She came to me like 2 weeks later and was like, me and my husband watch. Her and her very white husband watch Power every week. They don't miss, and all she did was talk to me about the episodes. I said, oh my god, my job is done. I did what I need to do in life. Like, but it's a great show. Like I said, you know, you gotta fill it out first,
right.
But it's really good, and it has so much potential. Like, it's one of those shows, it can go on for a while.
Yeah,
it can go on for a while. So I'm watching Power. Also right now, Insecure,
yes, that's another one that people are watching.
We
talked about this before. I have watched the first episode of Insecure. I didn't get around to watching the rest, but I did enjoy the first episode.
You were saying,
yes,
that's a must-see.
Because at first I was watching, I was like, another show. You know?
Yeah, that's a show that I had low expectations for.
It was like, another show, but no, it is. It's very good.
From the trailer, I was like, actually, it took me a few episodes. I think the third episode, I was like, okay, I see what she's doing. The first two episodes, I'm not going to lie to you, they're not great. Because you don't know where it's going, and it also kind of looks a little,
Right.
But that's another show. It just takes a drastic turn. And if you're going to love it. Get to like the third, fourth episode.
I already liked the first episode, so I know that if I watch the rest, I'll enjoy it. But like I said, like television for me is really hard to like, because I gotta keep watching episodes. When I watch a movie, is one shot, one done. You know, like, but I definitely will finish Insecure.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the first episode, but I suggest that if you can get past the second episode, when you get to the third episode, you're not gonna stop watching it. That's really on my like.
Yeah.
Let's get, like, you know, especially because she's a black girl and she started from YouTube, and it's an amazing show. Like, she's gonna go places with that.
Yeah.
I haven't watched this one yet, but I've heard a lot about it. I don't know if you watched it. 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet, but everyone, and it's divisive, which makes me want to watch it. I think I'm gonna watch that this weekend. Because
I'm gonna probably not this weekend, but I'll tell you why I'm not gonna watch it this weekend, because I'm already watching something.
Oh, you cheating on?
But yeah, but I'm telling you, I have a list that I'm gonna literally probably spend like 2 weeks just binge watching stuff. 13 Reasons Why, I'm gonna watch it, but I'll let you know, like, even though stuff have like a big following, it's not always good. There's some things that I've watched and I'm like, that was okay, and I get disappointed. So I'm not like super like, oh my god, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna give it a fair chance.
13 Reasons Why, like I was saying, it's like people have started it and it's like, oh, I don't know about this, and at the end they're like, oh man, I didn't like, I don't know how to feel about it. You know, and I feel like when people say that, it makes me want to watch it. Like, if they don't know what to feel about it, like some people really like it, some people don't like it, and the end made them feel like, well, what the hell now? Yeah. So like that really makes me want to watch.
You know what I felt that way about?
What?
The show that you just said you really like, on Netflix.
Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Did you watch Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I can't say that I liked it.
Okay.
I can't say that I disliked it. I see the potential.
Yes.
From a producer side, I see the graphics.
'Cause I love
see
Stranger Things. I really did.
I didn't love it. I'm not even sure if I liked it.
Okay.
But there's some themes that I see. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I can understand like making a show and be like, I see the themes, the reoccurring themes. I see the ideas, but
it has a certain vibe too, though. It has a certain vibe to it. Like, it has that 80s, like Steven Spielberg, E.T., like child adventure, Goonie-ish feel to it.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, I see all of that.
Do you watch those? Did you watch?
Yes.
You do? You like the Goonies?
I did, but you still got to draw me in. Okay. I was not drawn in by Stranger Things.
Okay, it's not that I don't like you anymore.
But it's just, it's just. I didn't care for it. I didn't love it.
Right.
See, I like shows that I fall in love with. I fall in love with the character. You know, and that's probably what it is.
I didn't like those kids. Them kids was lovable as hell.
The kids in the cell with her?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
I didn't connect with them. I felt like they were mean to her, and then they were like kind of helping her. It was weird.
Okay.
Then the guy, the young boy that she had this weird relationship with, which I maybe because I kind of started dozing out of it, I didn't catch that relationship. You could tell me if you feel like if you know. But the boy that had the dog that attacked her in the beginning, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, did she have some type of before she went crazy? I don't know. I was kind of like not.
Maybe you need to rewatch Stranger Things.
No, I watched.
Maybe you was tired.
No, I mean I got tired at the 10th episode. At the end, I kind of was like in and out, but I did finish because like I told you, I give fair shots, but I was like, nah.
Okay, fair enough. It's alright.
But I
haven't watched Game of Thrones, so like we're even right now. Me not watching Game of Thrones at all is equivalent to getting through Stranger Things and hating it. Like I feel like it's an even exchange.
I haven't met a person that watched Game of Thrones and said they hate it.
But I never did.
Exactly, which means that we are not even.
So I can't hate it.
We're not even.
Because you can't hate Stranger Things.
I watched every episode and was waiting for that thing that made me go, oh my God, anything. And it didn't happen.
You was asleep when it happened.
No, that's not true. I was watching. Anyway, what else am I watching? Okay, so what I was telling you is taking up all of my time.
Right.
Mad Men.
You just getting on Mad Men?
I'm just getting on Mad Men.
Mad Men was...
I've heard about Mad Men. This is one of those shows that was on my list of things to do, but I've never... But oh my gosh, it's one of those shows. It kind of reminds me, if my listeners are listening, Weeds is one of those shows like that. There's a new one that's called Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. It's one of those shows, like, it's nothing major, but it's you won't stop watching it.
It's very addictive. Yeah, it's a very
Mad Men. Whenever I am doing anything that requires me to sit still for more than 10 minutes, I will put on Mad Men.
Yes.
And I'm paying full attention. Yeah. And I fall asleep on it and wake up and rewind it back so I don't miss anything. It's very relatable. And also, for my listeners, and I'll probably, if we have time, I'll talk about this with you later. I feel the need to write a blog. I was reading an old magazine that came out like 2 years ago. I found this old magazine, and it's funny because I just started watching Mad Men, and then I find this old magazine with an article about the marriage of Don and what's his wife's name?
Drawing a blank.
Whatever, his wife. So but anyway, yeah. Don in Mad Men and his wife, they have this very 60s classic relationship. Yeah. Of not really knowing each other, settling, portraying an image, and the article just talked about how that marriage set a tone for centuries to go on about marriage. Yeah, what it means to have a like that's kind of what it means to have a marriage. Yeah, and it talks about like how, and the show kind of talks about this a lot. When the president they do a lot of president talk in Mad Men. Yeah, and then they talk about their wives and their marriage. So it's a reoccurring theme that's like really interesting. And this article is really interesting, and I'm gonna write about it. I promise you.
Okay. But yes, you definitely do need to write about that. So
how do you feel about that? That Don and his wife, the man that makes all the money, she's the housewife, she's unhappy, he's cheating, all of these things.
I think relationships in film are interesting because, that's something. There's some things in film that we can relate to. Some things we can't because it's like fantasy. But films that are grounded or shows that are grounded, we look for and we like things that we can relate to or things that we've heard about. So whenever I see relationships in film, I pay close attention to that because sometimes I don't like the way relationships are portrayed in films or specific types of films. Like superhero films, just for example, I never really like the relationships they portray. Like the girl needing to be saved and then the guy saving her and then that's it. I like when it's some realism to it, and Mad Men is a lot of realism, especially for the time period it was. So I really appreciate when
and
detail
it's so
is
many
taken.
things to it. You think about like I love it because it's like they have the housemaid, the African American housemaid, the relationship between her and her kid, like the housemaid and the woman's kids, and then Don. Like it's so kind of like they give it to you raw, but it's just so intriguing to watch because it's like
it's very captivating.
It's very United States of America, 60s.
Yeah,
I love it. but I'm gonna talk about that more. I watched 2 really interesting movies. I don't know if you've seen them. Did you ever get to watch
Manchester by the Sea?
You did?
Yes.
Okay, great. What did you think?
I thought the movie itself, was okay.
Okay.
I thought the performances were amazing, though. I
Okay.
thought the performances were amazing. The story itself, it was, first of all, it was it was definitely one of those tissue box
my
movies.
God.
And I'm not even like, like a sad love movie type of person. I'll watch anything.
Right.
But, that movie definitely has you feeling a type of way. Like, it is a tearjerker for sure.
Definitely.
But the thing I took out of that was the performances were incredible. Like Casey Affleck was amazing,
So I watched Manchester by the Sea.
Yeah.
Water by water. And I was in tears. And I was so mad because you know what? I did not expect that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it. I didn't even know what the movie was going to be about.
Oh,
because I seen it a long time ago, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure. And I had seen like little parts, but I was like never really drawn to it. And then I was on my Fire Stick. I remember seeing that movie. Let me watch it. I was mad. It was Sunday. I was feeling good. I left.
I wasn't prepared to cry today.
I mean, no, seriously, no funny. I was in tears. Like in the most unpredictable tears, because it's like the first time I cried at it, I was like, oh, that was kind of sad. And then it was like another scene that had me like
just bawling, right? Do you cry in movies often?
I cry.
Okay.
I'm a crier, but like it really takes.
It has to be the right thing. Right?
I'll say this.
Like you're not crying in Power Rangers. Like you have to cry.
I'm a feeler. Like I'll cry in a movie where like the dog dies, but it's because it's a dog that died. Like
like how can you not cry?
And I have a dog. You know what I mean? But with Manchester by the Sea, there's things that I like about movies like that. It doesn't really have any sole purpose but to make you feel something.
Yeah.
Like, think about how it ended. And I like that because I don't like the cliche, oh, at the end of the day, everything gets better. Like, it's one of those movies that's like, here's what life is like. It's tough. It's hard. Shit happens. You have to deal with it. Now what? The end.
And I think some have to be like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many themes in it. I did a blog on Manchester by the Sea. I wrote a blog about it already, giving kind of like an outline of the movie and then what I like about it the most. But like definitely the acting. Mm-hmm. But I like the story. Like I said, I like the storyline because it brings out a lot. Like if you came up with a rough family and things like that, like it just touches you in like the craziest way.
Right.
What was the second chance at parenting, the drug use, the weird, I wrote about this in my blog, the weird awkward relationship with your parents. Like these are things, it's not a big thing in a movie, but like I can relate to that. I have the most awkward relationship with my parents. So when he was talking to his dad in the hospital about the arrangements for his late brother, it's like it was so awkward, but it was so relatable for me. I'm like, wow, like sometimes that's just your life.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I appreciate films like that. They don't really have a like, oh, at the end, it's not really a storyline that's supposed to have you. It's just shit, like real life shit. I also watched a movie called The Man in 3B.
Okay, I've never watched that.
Okay.
What genre was that?
It's a drama. It's a drama. Okay. I suggest you watch it.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why I like it. It's a low budget movie. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You're gonna go on Netflix.
Some of those are the best.
Oh, but it was amazing, and I was surprised because you know what? It's an all black cast, and it kind of has like the same black actors that you see. And I don't like that. I feel like give other people a chance in all movies, not just black movies, but particularly black movies. You'll see the same couple of guys, the same couple of women, and then it's and it's just the same storyline. But this. The writers behind this, I was like, oh my goodness. I wish they would have. Actually, I'm not going to say would have. I think they should redo this on a higher scale of production. And it's a great movie. It's a great storyline.
What is it called again?
It's called The Man in 3B.
The Man in 3B.
For one.
It's on Netflix, you said?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
I'll watch it tonight.
Please watch it tonight. Let me know what you think. I mean, I think I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay.
Because I thought it was gonna be cliche. I thought I'm like, oh, I'm gonna. But I was like, oh, okay. This took a twist.
I love twists.
Yeah, it was a nice twist. The Man in 3B. Watch that. What movies are you anticipating on watching that's coming out?
That's coming out.
Or shows as well.
Or show that's coming out. Well, there is a show that I have worked on the production side, assisting. It's a new HBO show coming out this fall, I believe, or later this year, called The Deuce.
Okay.
That's gonna be really dope.
In fall?
Yes, either in the fall or later this year at some point. It's called The Deuce. That's gonna be really, really interesting. The same writers from The Wire. I don't know if you watched The Wire.
Of course.
David Simon, George Pelecanos producing. It's about how they essentially how they moved the escort service, like how they created the escort service essentially, and moved like the prostitutes from Times Square. Like, you know how when Times Square in the 60s and 70s used to be really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
And how they pretty much moved the prostitutes inside and created the escort service.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's
It's
crazy.
really
so
crazy.
they took prostitutes and made them escorts.
Basically made prostitution legal. Like, and how the corrupt cops even played a hand in it. Like, it's really interesting. It's definitely going to be something that people love to watch. You know, people love watching, like, you know, that type of raunchy.
Real,
right.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
So that's going to be interesting. Check out, look out for that. I can't wait to see Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Comes out in June.
Me too.
Hopefully this like sets the DC movies up, you know, really well, because Justice League also comes out later this year, and I hope that if Wonder Woman does well, you know, Justice League will follow suit. Next month we have some releases next month in May, starting with Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm interested in seeing that.
Yeah.
Alien Covenant comes out that month too. A new Pirates comes out. I want to see. Star Wars comes out in December.
So they're supposed to be putting out one every year from
yes.
now on. Are you going to be one of those people that's watching it every year?
Yes, I am. I am a Star Wars fan too.
Okay.
So are you? Do you like Star Wars?
Not.
Have you watched any Star Wars?
Yes, and I don't mind them, but I'm not a fan.
Have you watched the original Star Wars?
I've seen the originals. You know, when I was younger, coming up, like I've seen it, but I was never into it. So the new ones don't even intrigue me. But I have seen them like by accident.
By accident?
Yeah.
You shouldn't watch Star Wars by accident.
I'm just not. The last one I seen, the fighting scene at the end, and also that actor, the guy with the mole on his face and the hair. I don't know his name. He was Darth Vader in the last one.
He was Darth Vader in the last one? There's only one Darth Vader.
No,
there's only one Darth Vader. Wait.
In the last movie, he played Darth.
Is that movie?
Oh, was he? No, he was.
You talking about Kylo Ren?
Is that his name? Is he on HBO Girls? That guy.
I don't watch HBO Girls, but I'm pretty sure that's Kylo Ren.
The guy
in the movie that you watched, was there a black guy as the lead?
Yes.
That's The Force Awakens. That was probably Kylo Ren.
So the guy that was fighting the girl at the end.
Yes, that was Adam Driver. That's the actor. Adam Driver.
Yes.
His name is Kylo Ren. It's not Darth Vader.
Oh, okay.
Darth Vader is dead.
Okay, so that guy, yes. I like him, but no, I'm not a Star Wars
fan. This year has a lot of movies coming out actually, but it's a lot of releases like spread out throughout the year. Thor too. I'm excited about Thor Ragnarok in November. Baywatch comes out. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I've seen that. I was like, okay.
I mean, The Rock has been on a roll lately. Like I don't know how he's even making it to all of these shoots, because he's literally in every single movie. This year's packed with movies. The summer movies, it's weird because remember when there used to be a season of summer movies?
Right.
You know, like summer came, there was action movies, there was everything. Now it's spread out. Like now, like April, you got Fast and Furious, and usually that would have been in the summertime. Right. So it's crazy now.
That is a weird timing because I'm not thinking about it.
Yeah. But I think the next, like I said before, the next thing I'm seeing is The Circle. After that, it's probably Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm gonna go see that Guardians of the Galaxy. I've seen the trailer and I definitely want to watch that. I think I was telling you last time about Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, yes.
Okay, so
he's Aquaman now.
I'm waiting for Aquaman. I don't know when that comes out, but I can't wait for that.
2018 right now. Oh, and I forgot about It. It is this year too.
It.
I'm very excited to see that.
I told you I wasn't scared of the first one, so.
How do you
but
not
the
afraid of a crazy ass clown in a sewer? How? If you telling me that if you walked outside and a crazy ass clown in the sewer right now, you would not even be afraid? Like that's what you're telling me.
In real life, I'd be scared of everything that I see on the screen.
In the sewer.
I mean, I wasn't scared of the first It, but the graphics for it look crazy. So maybe I might watch that.
That story is very interesting, actually. Do you remember the story itself?
I remember the story about the people, and they tried to forget about it, and then somebody died. But
did you know that it is really not the clown? Like that, it is a being that makes you see. Like it takes the shape of different things. It's a shapeshifter. Did you know that?
What do you mean a shapeshifter? So
it's a shapeshifter. No. It itself, what it is, it's a shapeshifter. It chooses to take different forms, and on Earth, it takes the form of that clown, Pennywise. That's not its true form. That's just the form that it uses when people see it. But its true form is like this weird alien creature. Oh. But it takes the form of what you fear. And it normally takes the form of that clown, Pennywise, even though that's not like what you fear. It's the form it chooses to walk around outside in, you know. And it will lure, I believe, like it comes, because Stephen King's story, I haven't read the book, but I've read excerpts from the book, and it's freaky. Like, it's so freaky. I want to read the whole book.
He's freaky.
He is a freaky guy.
I was actually telling this girl that I know, this young girl I work with, about, I took a playwriting class where we had I had to write a play.
Right.
And we were talking about Stephen King. And I was telling her about how for my class, I redid this play.
Right.
And I felt like this story was so interesting because we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to try to go through it fast.
Go ahead.
So Stephen King wrote a book. And people tried to do the movie, but they didn't do it quite right. I think it's one of those movies that you need the right graphics. Today in 2017, we have the right graphics.
Was it The Thing?
So the story, no. It's called the Children or something like that. Something.
Children of the Corn?
No. Okay. It's only a book.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do the movie.
All right.
But other people have tried to redo the movie.
Okay.
Of the book. So pretty much, Stephen King is he has his teacher, right? She's like a no bullshit teacher. Sit your ass down. You better not playing with these kids, right? So one day she comes into class and there's a group of kids and she sees something in the shadow of her in the reflection of her glasses. That's weird.
Right.
They don't tell you what it is until the end, and the way they kind of work with it, like the wordplay and things like that.
Right.
It can either be a devil, a demon, or an alien. That's what it's hinting at, is that she's seen something. She's seen the child turn into something behind her back, right? So she's, kind of like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure what I've seen. Like, she's bugging out, but she's one of those people that she's very, like, assertive. She knows her shit. Right. Like, she's not, So then, come to find out, there's a group of kids that are all like that. It's not just that one kid. So she goes and she tells people, they don't believe her, and then she ends up killing all of the children. All of the children that, like, in the classroom, she goes to school with a gun and she kills all the kids.
What?
Because of what she's seen. It's driving her nuts.
And she's really seeing it. She's not crazy.
Or we don't know.
Oh, we don't know if she's crazy. She might be crazy.
But you go to school and you killing kids, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
So they put her in like a psych ward or whatever the case may be. And then there's an investigator on the case, and they're trying to figure out why this very sure, not righteous, but like, she's not known to be like this.
Right.
Why did she do this? So she's telling people, listen, I know what I've seen. I've seen something something is wrong with them kids. They had to die.
You like this weird, disturbing.
Oh my god, it was great. Because I read it and I was like, ooh. Anyway, so she's telling the person on the case, listen, there's something wrong with these kids. So the person, she's like, no, you don't go to school. So she's saying there's something wrong with this lady.
Right.
So then the teacher, she ends up killing herself because she doesn't see a reason to live. She's in a psych ward for something that she believes that is what she's seen.
Right.
So then the person on the case, the story ends with the lady that's on the case and studying the case. She sees something strange within one of the kids that makes her doubt, that makes her believe
the teacher lady.
Kind of believe what that teacher saw.
And that was the end. Spoiler alert.
So she goes, like, I don't believe this lady. And then she starts interviewing some of the kids.
Yeah.
The other kids that didn't die.
Yeah.
And she starts to see strange things happen.
That's freaky.
And then it makes you think.
Cool.
Because the whole time you're reading it or you're
Yeah.
watching this, you're thinking that the teacher, was something wrong with her.
Right.
But in the end, it leaves you with that kind of,
Like
maybe there was something.
There really was some.
Yeah, maybe it was something really
kids.
going to those kids. But I kind of like the
unsure.
The unsureness of were they demons, were they aliens. There's a movie that they remade where they're aliens and it sucks. The graphics are horrible. It has like little things coming out their head. Yeah, but I think in 2017 with all that we have with technology, they could do that story so
we got
great.
motion capture like the Jungle Book that looks amazing.
Yeah,
So
I was like, that's what we need. I can see that movie. But anyway, I don't know what brought me to that story. But so yeah, Jason Momoa. Yeah. I want to see Aquaman. Yeah. I want to see Justice League. Justice League. What else did I want to see? Everything else that you mentioned as well.
Yeah.
It definitely.
Did we mention Annabelle too? That's this year.
Annabelle's coming out. Me and you were talking about how it's.
Because you like horror movies.
I like horror movies, but I'm not hyped about
feeling
it.
the horror movies this year.
But I was telling you that I liked the
storyline
of Annabelle. Like I was telling you, it reminds me of like a Madeline. There's all the little orphanage children, which is something so innocent about that, and to bring like this doll into that.
Most people don't even remember Madeline. Like, do you remember did you used to watch the cartoon Madelines or just the books?
The books,
the 12 little girls in 2 straight lives, like that.
Yes, and then the books, and then of course the live,
with,
which is like that was like
Frances
my
McDermott.
childhood. Yeah. I love that movie, and I'm always reminded by Madeline and like child stories because I work with kids, so like I'm always reading Madeline.
It's funny because a lot of our generation, like I don't expect them to know what Madeline is, especially like my friends who are just regular, like listen to trap music and like, oh yeah, I remember Madeline. You remember Madeline?
Yes, I love Madeline. But yeah, so I wanted to talk to you about, because did you get a chance to see what's her name?
Show? Film?
No, the biopic. What's that group name? The R&B group.
So many. Female, male?
The one that just came out.
If it just came out, then I probably didn't get to see it.
The biopic.
What group was it? Was it females? Was it
males?
males?
It was guys. The Bobby Brown, isn't it? The group. Oh my gosh.
Drawing a blank. Nope.
The guy from Empire played in it. And Luke James. What's his name?
I don't know.
Let me pull it up.
I don't know.
So anyway, how are you feeling about biopics? They're doing a Madonna biopic.
Yeah, doing a Madonna. All Eyes on Me is coming out too this year, I believe. About Tupac.
It's taking forever.
Yeah, that's been in production for a long.
They better
time.
Be phenomenal. It needs to be. You know what? Take their time. They need to take their time.
He looks like him. I don't know, that doesn't mean the movie's gonna be great, but from the pictures, he looks like him. But I hope that movie does well. I love Tupac is one of my favorite rappers of all time, and I hope that does well.
New Edition.
Oh, that no, I didn't get to see that. I
heard it was really good. I didn't get to see it either. That is also on my list. But yeah, biopics. That's another big.
It is,
movie
and they don't
thing.
get enough credit either.
They don't.
It needs to be, and I think that's one of the good things about film in general. Like I talked to you before about Hidden Figures. Did you see Hidden Figures?
Yes, I did.
That was an amazing movie. But besides that, is that film you get to explore these stories like you never would have heard of before. Like I never would have knew anything about those women in Hidden Figures, and they did the launch, like the coordinates for the launch, like that's incredible and it's amazing. And through film, you can learn so much.
Yeah. Even a Nate Parker story.
Even
I didn't know anything about that guy.
Exactly. So like, I think biopics are important. I particularly don't watch as many. I do like other genres of film. Like I love thrillers and action and fantasy, but biopics are extremely important.
But it's so crazy that you mentioned that they don't get credit because there's so many comedies don't get any.
Yes, comedies.
Horrors don't get any.
No, horror and comedy are like the lowest of the low.
No one wins awards for that. And those
No
are one of the
one.
most
Right.
important films.
Right, and
There's
so many people's favorite films are horrors or comedies. You know.
Amy Schumer. I'm not really big on comedies because lately they haven't been.
Yeah,
funny,
they
but
really
Amy
have been dropping the
Schumer
ball.
is coming out with a movie, and I've seen the trailer. It looks really funny.
Jelly, what is that? You know the title.
The
of it?
the name of it I can't remember. But Amy Schumer, she has a movie that's coming out. It's about like her and her mom are going on vacation. It's
yes. I did see that. I forgot the title though.
But
Yes.
that looks funny. I'm like, okay, I will definitely go and watch that. And then,
Yeah.
like you said, there's plenty of horror films that are like, you would never forget some of these movies.
Right.
And like, they get no play at all.
Yeah, they
It's
don't.
just
It is.
musicals
It's really-
and dramas.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks. But yeah, biopics. Who do you think should get a biopic? Is there anybody that you're like, I would like to see his
love
life?
to see his life. I don't know. There's so many people. I can't even think of it right now. Like, there's so many people that could get a biopic. Like, I don't know. I can't think of any, but there's so many people that could get a biopic. Like, and an interesting one, you know?
Yeah. I like when you don't know too much about the people. So that for me, I would like to see a Michael Jordan.
That'd be good.
Because he's so secretive.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure there's a lot that we don't know. You gotta think about what he's done and who he is.
Right.
I know there's more to him than what we know.
Yeah, because
we don't know much about him.
You know the personality. Like, it's, the icon of Michael Jordan, not who he was as a person. And that's what a lot of big celebrities, you know?
And that's a story that won't be told because we see the music group things and a lot,
Right,
the
we
pop
always see that.
star,
Uh-huh.
the abusive past, but like I don't know what to expect from a Michael Jordan.
Right.
I really don't. So I would love to see a Michael Jordan biopic.
Would you like to see different types of movies too? Like, like different genres or different leads? Like, just like we talked about this before, like the term of black movie quote, like, would you like to see different types of movie with different ethnicities in it? Like, that's not necessarily a stereotypical film, like.
Yeah, I would love to see a more mixed cast.
Right.
I don't think we see enough of that.
No, we don't. We definitely
sometimes it makes sense if you're it makes sense if you have an all white cast or all black. But I'd like to see mixed cast. I would like to see that
most
more.
Definitely.
Because there's no reason why, especially today. If you do a film that's based on today, why not have this girl have a black friend or a Latina, whatever? Like,
right.
They kind of keep it very.
Yeah, Hollywood really gets whitewashed a lot. Mm-hmm. Like,
And it doesn't help when we do the opposite. But that's why I like a film like Hidden Figures.
Right.
Where you had the best of both worlds. You had everybody in there.
It wasn't necessarily too much of one thing,
Exactly. Also, one more biopic that I have to mention.
Uh-huh.
There's rumors of J-Lo playing Griselda Blanco.
Really?
Blanca, whatever her name is, yeah. So do you know the story of her? Have you seen her on American Gangsters?
I've seen her on American Gangsters, but I don't know the whole, like...
Yeah, so she was, like, I think from Colombia. Mm-hmm. She was, like, a big drug lord, if I'm not mistaken, like, in the late 80s, 90s.
Right.
And she was, like, a huge deal. And then they did the American Gangster documentary on her where the guy that was, like, messing with her while she was in jail. And he kind of, like, he was, like, a younger black dude. Mm-hmm. And then she was, like, sending people to kill him. Like, it was crazy. Like, crazy life this woman lived. But, like, she's, like, a known American gangster that lived in California and did work and sold drugs for a long time. And Jennifer Lopez is supposed to be playing her. And I was like, yo. And speaking of biopics, I don't. You know what? I'm not gonna doubt her. I feel like she can pull. I mean,
as an actress, I don't love her. Like, as an actress, but she killed Selena. Like,
speaking of awards, that's somebody that needed an award for that.
Yeah, no, she definitely deserves an award for Selena. Anything else after that, I don't think J-Lo can act. But for some reason, Selena, she just killed that. Like, she was amazing in that.
And also, with her roles, though, her roles are very in a box. So that's why I feel like with the Griselda Blanca,
she might be able to give that justice.
It's out of the box. She's been doing the girlfriend cute thing. Oh wait, Enough was a good film. You didn't like Enough?
It was alright.
I loved Enough. I think every girl loved Enough.
Maybe every girl like it now.
The girl that escapes and becomes badass and beats up. That was a good movie.
I think you liked that part.
No, all of it. I thought it was a good story, and I think she did amazing in that film. It just wasn't a huge film,
Right.
but I enjoyed it. Okay, so you say you definitely like horrors and
I love horrors. I love fantasy. I love thrillers. I love those serial killer psychological thrillers. Like I love that.
Do you like documentaries?
It depends. So it's like biopics too. Like if I come across a great documentary, I'll watch it, but it's not the first thing I'll go to. Like I'm not gonna go to Netflix and look through the documentary section, but I appreciate all types of films. So
I like documentaries. They gotta be interesting. I'll give you a few. There's one that I watch. I wish I could remember the names and stuff. There's one on Netflix, guys. Just look it up. It's about this old lady, like 80 years old, and she's like thieving jewelry.
What?
It's something like that, like the jewelry thief or something. And she's been living off of stealing jewelry since like
insane.
She was like 18.
Wow.
It's amazing though. And then
that's a career now.
No, it is. And crazy. She's still alive, and she recently was like in jail. She got arrested, and I like the way it ends because the way it ends is like she's kind of going to court, right? She's documenting this, so there's getting her on film, talking about everything, like the men that she met, because she's a woman of color. I think she's mixed or something like that. But back in the 60s and the 50s, like it would be really hard for you to try to be a thief. Right. She would team up with these white guys, and they put her on. Like, I'm gonna take you here. You gonna dress like you rich. So when you go in, it's crazy. Like,
that is crazy.
She lived like a queen for years of her life because she was out there stealing like the biggest diamonds and the big you could think of.
You hear that, kids? You don't have to go to college.
You can steal diamond rings. I mean, listen. No.
Nah.
But yeah, so she did that for a while, and then I like the way it ends though, because you think it's gonna end all nice and sweet with her like, I'm gonna change my life, and she's telling us the watchers that her last thing that she went to jail for, they're just trying to they're trying to get her because she's known for stealing, right? So she's like, they said I was stealing. I think it was like a Macy's. They said I stole this thing from a Macy's. I didn't steal it or whatever. She's really like a hustler. Like she'll sit there and talk to you whole time, and then so she's in court for this case. And she's telling us, I did not do it. I'm not going to jail for this. My life has changed. Da 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 da. And then the judge says to her, you think the judge is going to let her off? And the judge is like, I don't feel bad for you not one bit. You stole that, and I don't care how old you are. You could be 85, 90. You need to rot in jail because you still ain't learned your lesson.
Wow.
And you feel bad for her.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, I hear that she got out and went back to jail for stealing again.
See, now you just...
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And she's legit like almost 90 years old.
I mean, she's been doing it for so long. That's what she know now.
But come on, you gotta know when to stop. The last judge that was like, pretty much, I don't care. I'm gonna give you as much time as you deserve because
how does she even get out there in that case?
Maybe good behavior, because I don't know. I guess maybe some of them may be considered petty theft. I don't know. But that's one documentary you should definitely watch. And then there's one. It's called Central Park 5. Have you heard about that one?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Oh my god.
Central Park 5. What is
amazing.
That? I sound like I definitely watch this.
Central Park 5 is about 5 boys in the 80s. They are all under the age of... They're 17 and under. So between the age of 15, I think, and 17, the oldest. These guys were framed for a rape in Central Park.
Oh, I've heard about this. I definitely have heard about this.
They're framed for a rape in Central Park. They didn't do it. The police made them say they did it. And this one boy, I don't want to give too much, but this one boy has I'm not even going to tell you guys too much, but it's a really good documentary. It makes you want to cry. Like, it's so sad. And these guys end up getting out in the early 2000s. Late 90s, early 2000s, and they can't get on their feet. You know what I mean? And none of them did it. And then it's crazy how they find out that none of them did it. And this was a huge case. Trump was behind this.
What?
Trump stood by this. Put him in jail.
That happens so much, though. And it's crazy. You know how many biopics you can make of instances like that? It's a shame. Like, there's so many times that's happened. So many men who went to jail.
That story needs to be really, really told because it's a big story. Because the lady was like a wealthy white woman. She was raped in the middle of Central Park. That's big.
Yes.
And then they put 5 black guys behind it. It was a huge story.
Come on,
They wanted to lock him in. They were all under 17. The one that was 17 did the most time because they kind of got him on that border as they were going. So I think he had just... No, I think he was 16 going on 17, and once you're 17 in New York, you charged as an adult. Yeah. So he did that 1 year in juvie, and then he spent the rest of his life. His sentence. The other guys got a shorter sentence. I think they got like 8-9 years, and he had got like 15
Which is still
years.
Crazy. For something you didn't do.
Yeah.
You know, like...
But the one that was 17, and it's so crazy. The one that was turning 17, he was mentally not all the way there.
Oh.
Not that he was stupid, but he was a little like he had like a like he was, and I felt so bad because emotionally when they're filming him, you see that he's like, "Go, like I don't have no family, I don't have no money, I didn't have nobody in my corner. The police framed me, and I spent all these years in jail for a crime I did not do." And that messed up your psyche. Yeah, you know, of course.
Like that's
there was one guy. One of them got out, and they document how he keeps going back to jail, which is the system for most of us. Yeah. Because that's all you know. You don't even know what it is. Especially that time frame. Think about it. From the 80s coming out in 2000s where they have cell phones now and they have... You don't even know how to adapt.
Yeah, no. A lot of people when they get out after that much time, they either go right back in or they pass away or something, you know?
Central Park 5.
All right,
please watch that.
Definitely.
It's a great film. And like I said, it's a turn. When you find out how they found out that these guys didn't do it, you're going to be like, oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Crazy. So I also wanted to ask you.
Yes.
Do you think that you'll ever be starstruck by anyone, any actress, any singers, anybody?
Anybody?
Yeah.
I feel like the only one person that I would have been starstruck if they were still alive.
Who?
Was Michael Jackson. I think if I saw Michael Jackson, that's one of the only people I'd have been like, oh crap. I'm Justin. Like, I would have been like, you know, like, wow. Because, you know, I've met a couple of people and it was never a situation like, oh my God, like completely starstruck. But I think Michael Jackson is someone that, I mean, unfortunately, I will never know. But I think that was someone who I would have been just like, wow, like frozen. Like my uncle said he did see him once. He said he was like, it looked like he was like floating across the parking lot. like I think MJ definitely.
That's funny.
What about you?
I feel like if I met Michael Jackson, I wouldn't even think it's Michael Jackson. Like he's one of those people that
like, how do you
hey,
like, you know, that ain't Michael Jackson.
How you? That's a clone.
Yeah.
Like, Beyonce for sure.
Beyonce, yeah.
I don't like. It's so funny because.
Are you part of the Beehive?
Oh, I'm like the president of the Beehive.
Okay. All right.
But whenever because I do see celebrities sometimes, and I'm always like disappointed. They're either like so short that I'm like
they are though,
like, or they're either like so like regular that I'm like, what the fuck, like, you know what I mean? But I feel like Beyonce, I would kind of like it would be a pinch me moment, like that's not her, it can't be her. And I think if she was to ever speak to me and I would hear, because you know Beyonce has that voice, like her voice that you know, if she was to ever speak to me, I think I would just faint. Like I would literally just like
pass out.
And then people have to like fan around me.
And you wake up and she's gone. Yeah. It's just a dream. You feel like that teacher in that movie. I did get to meet Method Man on the set of The Deuce, and that was dope. And he's really cool. Like he was really cool, really chill, really dope, like really open. And
they're usually like, especially older like rappers.
They're cool.
I like those celebrities.
Like even like I said, Curtis Blow. I met Curtis Blow, and he was just like a regular dude. You know, like just so chill, so cool, like.
I'll give you a story. I think I was telling you about this earlier. I was going to tell you a story. So, a couple of weeks ago, I went out with my friend. We went to Marquee, a club in the city or whatever. And there was a few celebrities there. I know Busta Rhymes was there, but everyone was like real chill, real regular. Right. So my friend, right, she's meeting up with this guy. Yeah. And I'm not gonna give any names away, but she's meeting up with this guy. He plays for a basketball team. Right. And then, so as he comes in, they meet up. He's like, oh, girls come over, da da da. It was like football players there, whatever. It was like a night where a lot of people were out. So the celebrities were out or whatever. And one of the celebrities that was out was Carmelo Anthony. Okay. So I'm mingling amongst Carmelo Anthony and the rest of the Knicks. They were so nice and so cool. So shout out to the Knicks. They were like I was like,
it's always nice when you like, you know.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't know what to expect.
Right.
They can either
Sometimes
be really like cliche, stuck up, and who are you, or they could be like super regular,
chill, super
and you're like,
right.
oh yes. Like when that happened, like I said, when Busta Rhymes was there, I think I've seen Busta Rhymes before though. Like I met him before, but he was there. He was like behind the bar chilling, no big crowd, no security. Well, security was there, but it was like away from him and stuff. And he was chilling. Like you could literally go up to him and be like, "Hey, Busta, what up? Like what you doing?" And it wouldn't be like
right.
It was regular. So Carmelo Anthony was the same thing. So I was in his section because they had like a section, of course, and I kind of was like, I want to say something to him because I'm a fan of Lala. Like Carmelo's cool, but I'm a fan of Lala.
For what reasons?
I mean, I like Lala. You know, Lala's a TV girl. She was MTV host. Yeah. She was a reality show. Right. Now she's Power. So she's like my generation. Like, I connect with her, and then she's so cute. And then her and Carmelo are so cute together, and then they have their son. So like, I know Lala. I mean, I know Carmelo too, but I really wanted to say that to him, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna leave him alone because he's really chilling, and I don't want to be like, there was so many groupies. Right, you don't want to be that person like, oh, can I take a picture? Can I get? No, and I wasn't gonna ask. I literally was gonna be like, where's Lala? Just tell her I love her. Like I was gonna say that, but I'm like, it was like hard, like because I met him. He was like, hey, what's up? Like I shake hands all of them, and they were like, oh, have a drink. They were super nice, like extra nice, and I was like, oh, I appreciate that because obviously my girl, one of my friends was like with him, so I was like, that's how you treat, you know, a girl no matter what status you're on or whatever. And you know, but I'm watching because I know he's a married man. Yeah. So I was kind of looking in the corner, like, you better not be cheating on Lala. Like I just said, I like Lala, so I'm kind of like dancing, but I'm looking over there like, nigga, you better not be cheating on girl Lala, because I would go over there and be like, yo, don't make me go tell Lala.
Thinking it's you.
Right? But like there was girls all, I mean, when I say all over him, yeah, I mean, he's Carmelo Anthony. Right.
Like, you're not going to go nowhere and there'll be no girls around him, you know?
I mean, but they were like on and it's so crazy.
Him.
If you see some of the women that I swear I think they don't even know who he is. They just heard New York Knicks is in the building. And all they like went, like, there was girls that were going up to like the basketball players and be like,
couldn't tell you a single
put
stat.
Put my phone in your number, I'll text you tonight. I'm like, really?
Like, is that, you think that's really going to happen?
They're like
I mean, but you know,
I'm sure it does happen.
It does.
That's the crazy part. I'm sure it does happen, but it was so desperate, and it's so like, damn, like, I wonder what you're getting out of this besides him calling you and be like, okay, where you at? Yeah. What's up? You know what I mean? Like, but he was so nice. The New York Knicks were so nice, but literally a couple of days later, I hear about Carmelo Anthony and Lala breaking up. So I was telling my friends, I'm like, I wonder if he was paying these girls attention, because what I was thinking in my head is that he wasn't paying these girls any attention. Right. There was girls dancing on him. There was girls in his face, but I felt like he wasn't paying them any attention. And I don't know if that's because I just wanted to see the better
side of him.
Yeah, but then literally like 2 days later.
I mean, they people too. You never know. Like, it could have been anything. It could have been other reasons too.
Oh no, of course. But it just made me think, like, was I looking at it positive because I wanted to? Like, oh, he ain't paying them hoes no attention. But whole time, like, he is single man. Or whole time, this is what he doing to his wife.
Yeah. Could have been either one.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I was like, I mean, there were girls on him, like,
I'm sure.
Being very, like, even I was like, damn, let him live. Like, I have stories. I spent a night, not a night, like, by myself, but I spent a afternoon with Fat Joe, and it was weird. How was that? It was drama filled, but it was like there's these. I don't know. I don't know why I'm amazed by groupies, but I am.
That should be my next skit. Afternoon with Fat Joe. That's interesting.
Oh, this is interesting as. I mean, the funniest. For real. His hype man was trying to talk to me. Oh. Should I say his name? Nah, I'll leave it alone. His hype man was trying to talk to me.
Trying to talk to you,
and
like,
was like
for
so.
The night?
No, like really, like, I want to make you one of my girls.
One of his girls?
One of my, yeah. Oh, okay, and okay. You should be happy that I'm being honest with you. No. He said you should be happy that I'm being honest with you. Yes, I have a girlfriend, and yes, I have a 2-year-old son. But I would like to make you one of my main girls. What do you think?
Main, one of the mains. That's like top 5 easy.
Oh, what?
Wow.
I'm not interested. Even if you were trying to make me your wife, I am not interested. hype man. Are you serious?
But
I guess that works. Man. I guess that
it
works.
does sometimes, you know, like
I was amazed. But like what I was getting at is that the Carmelo Anthony and Lala thing is crazy. And what I started to think about is celebrities and or not even celebrities, because people like a Carmelo Anthony, like we were talking about with Michael Jordan, their life is pretty private. It's pretty, you know, clean. So for stuff like this to come out about a Carmelo Anthony, which is, you know, to me, like I said, certain athletes are just very clean, as they should be.
Celebrities too, you know, all celebrities. Some are in tabloids, some are, you know.
Yeah, there's certain that choose to live that. But I feel like specifically basketball players, and you don't usually hear too many crazy stories about them.
Right.
And which is respectable. I don't think you should. They are idols, and they are people that kids look up to, and they should keep a clean slate. But it's so crazy when you hear stories about this.
Yeah.
What do you think about athletes and now kind of more being in that celebrity-like light?
What do you mean now?
Well, I mean, because think about like the Kim K's, like people that are out there. For me, I don't think a Carmelo Anthony is like that.
That's like what? Like celebrity?
He's not. He's talent. He's known because of literally, what is the word I'm looking for? He's like, because of what he does, you saying? What he does and how long he's been doing it. Like, you know, like off rip people know him off of that. But he's not you don't see him in tabloids like that. You don't read any bad stories or any stories.
The same goes
for
like Will Smith and Jada though. Like you don't see a lot of stories about them, and they are some of the highest listed actors in Hollywood.
No. But they're not the hottest celebrities right now.
No, because they don't have much, you know, in the tabloids about them.
Exactly.
Like, you know?
How do you feel about... I feel like athletes now are becoming a little more... Okay, look at the J-Lo and the A-Rod thing. That's a little... You know, we've known A-Rod to date, but this is very public right now. He's like everywhere with J-Lo. And I'm like, this is becoming a thing. What's this guy? I actually like him. The one, he's a little rude. He's tall. He dresses funny. The basketball player.
That's, I don't know who you're talking about.
I forgot his name. You guys know what I'm talking about. But he's like always in the tabloids.
I mean, sometimes it's a publicity, you know? Like sometimes they want that extra publicity.
Do you like that though?
I don't personally like celebrities when they're in, you know, the limelight like that. You know, like because to me it's like even though celebrities are celebrities, they're also people. So it's like if my boy was cheating on his girl, I don't want to hear that story. You know, like so if A-Rod is doing it or if J-Lo is doing it, I really don't care about that story. You know.
So you like the privacy of...
I like the privacy. I think it's...
Respectable.
And I think it's hard, though, at the same time. Like you said, like, they are role models to people, in a way. Like, you know, there's a certain way you're going to view this idol or this celebrity. And if something comes out bad about them, you're going to try and defend it. Like the whole Remy and Nicki thing. Like, you know, when that happened, all Nicki fans, you know, were defending her to the death. Whether or not... You know, Remy killed her, or whether or not she didn't have a comeback. Like Nicki's fans stood by her, you know. So like, if you found out that one of your favorite actors or actresses or celebrities, like that whole Bill Cosby thing, like you found out that like Beyonce, God forbid, raped someone, you know, or had a negative situation happen, you automatically are like, nah, not B, right? And then if it is, just like, well, maybe she did it, maybe she didn't do it, maybe like making excuses, you know. But at the end of the day, they're still people. So, you know, it's a hard line because they got to live their life too. But at the same time, they're celebrities. They're in the light. That's their occupation. That's what they signed up for, you know. Yeah.
But you are one of those people you appreciate when people have privacy.
I appreciate when people have
privacy. Like that. I think it's personally more respectful. I understand that some things will not go without seeing, but I also feel like there's obviously celebrities, especially in today's world, where they're putting it out there on purpose.
Yeah.
Everything's in the limelight because they want it to be.
They want it to be.
And I appreciate when people I like it when I see celebrities like, get that camera on my face. You know, I'm helping my mother and my kid. Like, I appreciate that. Like, you know, how do you feel about? I spoke about the Carmelo Anthony and the Lala thing, about women staying with their cheating husbands, or vice versa. I won't be biased. Women,
because it happens
guys,
the other way.
Exactly, guys staying with their cheating wives. This also brings us kind of back to the Mad Men thing, because I'm kind of in the part with the show where she's finding,
you feeling this.
So, yeah, there's people that are rooting for Lala and Carmelo. What do you think? She has a 10-year-old son,
right,
that will understand and see what's going on. So if she stays, there's will be consequences for that. There will be questions that she has to answer. Mommy, why did you stay after you said that I deserve better than that? I just posted up a meme, by the way, on my Instagram, Think with ELLEKAY. It says, we accept the love that we think we deserve.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
That was very interesting. And then my caption is, because we're dumb as fuck. Blah, 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 blah. Tune into ELLEKAY at 10.
Right.
So what do you think? What do you think she should do? Do you just want them to be together? Do you think she needs to? And it's not just a she, he.
Right.
What do you think about people that have been together for a really long time?
I feel like there's two different, like, when you're a celebrity, most people, like I said before, most people have this idea of what they should be. Like, if, I'm going to use Beyonce again. Like, if Jay-Z and Beyonce, like, split up, like, for good, people are gonna be like, oh no, like, because of that's what they want. They want Jay-Z and Beyonce to be together no matter what. They don't care about what they're going through, but they look good together. They it's the image. So a lot of people are like, oh, just get back together because the image is great. But like I said before, there are people, like, if I don't believe that anyone should stay with someone if they're cheating on them. Now it's different. There are obviously a lot of things that if they're in play, it changes the situation. Like, if I started dating somebody next week and she cheats on me, or I cheat on her, now that's a sign. Like, immediately, like, I've been dating for a week and you're cheating on me. But I don't believe there's ever a right reason to cheat, But I believe that sometimes people cheat for certain reasons that, especially if you've been with someone for a long time, that maybe the other party was lacking something. It's not right. Like I said, it's not right to do it. But there are situations where maybe the other person, as a team, because when you're in a relationship, you're a team, It's your duty, both parties, to, work with the other person. If something's not going right with one party, cheating on that person with another party, it's lack of communication, it's lack of trust. But both parties are to blame.
What? Hold on now. Because there's situations where the person is perfect. They do everything that they're supposed to do.
Nobody's perfect.
Wait, but if you chose to be with this person, right? And you can't really say that there's something that they don't do for you, because especially men, I'm sorry, but I have to say, especially men.
My gender.
They will be with a woman, and they will, she's perfect. She does everything I want her to do. Yeah, on paper, she does everything I want her to do. We have a great connection. We have a family.
Right.
She's so good to me. She's such a great woman. She's so whatever.
Well, immaturity is definitely a huge part of, I believe, cheating.
But I'm just saying, sometimes they just cheat because they can.
You think that's why?
Sometimes that's what it is.
You think they just cheat just because
they can. I think for men especially, women too sometimes, but for men especially, they cheat because it's there. If you're a Carmelo Anthony, you love Lala. That's your best friend.
Maybe.
But you're with your friends, and there's a girl that wants to do whatever that she possibly can do.
Nah, but see that's where personal responsibility comes into play. Like, if you put yourself in a situation, like, you can love your wife, you can love your husband, y'all could be great, y'all could be amazing. If the sexiest person in the room, besides your wife or husband or significant other, if you go out, to a hotel with just that person, you're setting yourself up. You feel me? Like, you shouldn't put yourself in a situation where you might. Even though you shouldn't,
But what about when it's not the sexiest person? Because that happens.
Well, then that's a different issue.
I mean, it's so often that I see men and women, but men cheat on their girls or their wives with women that can't compare in any way.
But beauty is in the eye of the beholder, not just by looks. Like, maybe he never loved that woman, you know, whether she was perfect or not. Like, she could have been perfect to other women, you know. Other women look at her and like, she's gorgeous, she has a great job, she's loyal, why did he cheat? You know, and vice versa. Like, women could be looking at the men like, he's 6 foot, he's muscular, like, why would you cheat, you know? But it might have been something that was missing, and it's not right to cheat.
But who's responsible is that you can't blame both parties if that's the case.
No, you cannot blame both parties, but each party has to reach out to the other party. If your husband is cheating on you, or you feel like, you know, because you should be able to feel when a connection is broken. If not, maybe it's negligence on your subconscious. Like, I want this relationship to work out, I'm not even gonna bother. I feel like you should know when a connection is broken. You guys are supposed to be a team, you know.
So you feel like it'll always be signs. It'll never just be sneaky.
There has to be. I don't think that. I think that if there is sneaky, then that was from the jump. You know, because they're you know, like from the jump, if you know or have this feeling about somebody, versus you've been together for 10 years and something is different. You know. Okay. I mean, that's just me. That's just me. I don't know.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
All right.
I don't 100% agree with that. I understand what he's saying, but I do believe sometimes people cheat just because they can. They'll be with their friends and they see, or somebody wants them. They don't necessarily want them, but somebody else wants them, and they'll go with the flow just because I can get away with this, whatever. But what do I know?
Yeah. I don't know.
So I have to ask you this again. I think you gave me a few options, but dream girl, actress.
Yes.
Give me a list
of mine, like the women in film.
In film that are like, yeah.
Like
Every time you see her, you're like,
my
God.
gosh. Well, I loved Gabrielle Union. Gabrielle Union for a while, like since Bad Boys 2, just like, oh my gosh.
Oh, and I just finished that what's the show name? Being Mary Jane. I finished that.
Oh, okay.
I caught up for all the seasons. Yeah, it was great. It's a great show. Like I said, I think it's something about the timing of when her show comes on. I think she needs to also put it on Netflix.
Yeah. That would definitely be a Netflix do well on
series.
Netflix. Yeah.
But it's a great show, and she had Cardi B. She had Dave East. She had some. You know, it's very interesting though. Yeah. But go ahead, finish.
I told you before, Megan Good. I love Megan Good since she was in Cousin Skeeter. Who else? What's her face? I forgot her name from Dope. The one with the short hair. She was Diggy in Dope.
Why do I keep forgetting? I'm not Amelia.
I forgot her name, but I always thought she was.
Yes,
she was
the supermodel.
I always thought she was attractive. She has just that look.
Oh no, you talking about the tomboy?
Yeah, I'm talking about the tomboy. Yeah. She has that look.
She played in another movie too.
Yeah.
She was
recently
like
too.
More girly. Yeah.
And she was in Neighbors too, I believe. I think.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, I said Gabrielle Union, Megan Good. We talked about what's her face, Regina
Hall.
Yeah. Like there's something about her. Like it's not like, to me, it's not like a Gabrielle Union Megan Good thing, but it's something about her character. It's just attractive. I don't know what it is. Her silliness, maybe. But she's still pretty at the same time. You know.
Me and someone had a debate about her in
what?
Gabrielle.
Her and Gabrielle?
Yeah, because I was saying how she's one of those people where it's a combination between like this, a little bit of a different pretty, like not the most glamorous, but like the kind of low key pretty. Like if you look at it, you're like, oh shit, like the girl in school that you never really looked at, and then you look at it and be like, oh, wait a minute, she got it going on. Right, and then her personality on top of that, it just makes her like a plus 10. But then, so somebody was like, no. You want to know, pretty is Gabrielle Union. That's pretty. And I was like, they're both pretty.
They're both pretty. I still wouldn't even say Gabrielle Union is like, oh my God. I just think that for me, like, her body and her personality, and she's cute, you know?
And also, she's not a comedian, but I like
She's funny.
She's funny.
Yeah, she is funny.
And, like, when she does interviews and stuff, I like that she's so regular.
Yeah, she is.
Like, she'll be like, oh my God, I'm on Instagram looking at these big... Like, I'm like, yes, I kind of like that down to her. And you get that from her through her movies. But I think with Gabrielle Union, there's something sexy about her. Like she's like
there is though. Yeah, there's a sex appeal with her.
Yeah, it's like she's not like overly. She's not a Megan Fox. But she's like a girl that I feel like if you spend time with her alone, you'll be like, oh, she's mad sexy.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that she's like overly
It's
pretty.
not like Zoe Kravitz. That's another one I think is like to me, Zoe Kravitz is just like sex appeal. Like
sex appeal. But she's
like
also
appeal.
really pretty.
She is though. She's gorgeous.
If you take
I mean, when her parents look like that, she couldn't help but come out gorgeous.
But yeah, she's like super sexy, but she's also just really pretty. Like if you take the sex appeal, I feel like she's just a pretty girl.
She's definitely a pretty girl.
But yeah, we were kind of having that back and forth, and
Yeah.
I was like, no, there's something about Regina. It's something about that low key beauty.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a guy, but
You have guys? We talked about this.
oh
You
yes,
like Jason Momoa.
I have my list today. Yes, he's number one on my list. Jason Momoa. Then I don't know why, because people are like, oh my god, he's so cute. He's not that cute, but there's something about Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan.
There's something about him.
You don't think he's cute? Because a lot of females do think he's cute.
No, not that he's not cute, but he's not the cutest.
He's not that drop dead face.
Yes. Like sometimes he be looking on the one, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but definitely his body. But then there's something about
It's
him.
just his swag, his mannerisms in film, maybe, or the roles he takes, maybe.
I don't know. I think it's something nice about him. I can't really put my finger on it. But he's not the most like, oh my god, his face is perfect. His face isn't perfect, but he's really something that draws you in.
Oh, I forgot about Scarlett Johansson. I do like Scarlett.
Yeah, you told me.
I like Scarlett. Yeah.
She has a nice rack.
She does. And she got nice lips. Like she
has a nice facial features that are not. It's not the classic
she has a sensual
beauty.
voice. Like, you know. Yeah, it's not the classic beauty, but it is very beauty and sensually, like, you know, pleasing.
Very voluptuous. She
Yes.
reminds me of Joan. I'm watching Mad Men, so I have to compare it. Right?
Everybody's compared to Mad Men for this next. Like,
she's a Joan.
Yeah.
And Joan is a Marilyn Monroe.
Yes. They have a lot of similar qualities.
Yeah. Charlie Hunnam is the guy that I couldn't think of, but I.
Oh, okay.
So he's from Sons of Anarchy. And he's gonna be in a few upcoming movies, but he's just, oh my gosh. I also like, and I posted him on my Think with LK Instagram. What's this guy's name?
What's he from?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf?
I like Shia
Really?
LaBeouf.
You like Shia LaBeouf?
There's something about Shia.
It's just craziness.
He's crazy, but I like him.
That devil may care attitude.
I like when he's rough, when he has his beard.
Like in Fury?
Yeah.
You see Fury?
Yes.
Like in Fury?
When he has his beard and when his body, because sometimes he get a little weird with the body, but sometimes he got it. Yeah, when he's muscular, I'm like, okay, Shia. He has a nice.
Came a long way from even Steven.
Yes, a long way.
No,
But even
it's true
then, he
though.
was
A lot
so
of girls
funny.
like Shia now. Like they're like,
hot.
oh, Shia LaBeouf's hot.
He's hot. Sometimes he looks funny because he's quirky like that.
Yeah, he is.
Like
he's quirky.
He does whatever the hell he wants to do with his
quirky.
hair. Sometimes and you're like, what are you doing?
But sometimes he like has a slick back and he's just
I'm like, okay,
chilling. Yeah.
I like Shia LaBeouf. He can get it. But yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
I like Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, he can get it. Anyway.
Charlie Hunnam, Michael B. Jordan, and Jason Momoa. I would say Nate Parker. I didn't like him in a slave movie, but probably because he was playing a slave.
Yeah.
But when he was in that movie, The Spotlight or something, remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about, but I don't know what the title was.
Something Spotlight.
Yeah, something like that.
When he played, it's like a Bodyguard 2016
right, yeah.
or whatever year it came out. Bodyguard with the girl. She's a star, and she's going through a lot, and he's a bodyguard. He looked really good in that movie. Like I remember actually seeing that trailer and thinking for the first time, who is that? He looks so good. But he's another one that like is sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes maybe.
Like, cause I don't know. It was cause like I said, when I seen him for the 12 Years a Slave, I was like, no.
Not 12 Years a Slave. Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. Sorry, Birth of a Nation. I was
12 Years a Slave is Chiwetel.
Yeah. Okay, I got that mixed up. But yeah, Birth of a Nation, I was like, what was I thinking? But every time I see Spotlight or whatever the movie is, I'm like, oh my god, he looks so good.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, I have to ask. This might be a little personal.
We go there. I mean,
porn.
porn.
You're a producer.
Just straight up porn. Just went right into it.
Porn.
Just porn.
Like you're a producer. You're a writer.
Yes.
Would you ever incorporate soft porn or maybe hard porn, if that's your thing, into your production?
I mean, the last skit I've done, I've told you this before, is called Real Awkward Sex.
Yes, I've seen
and it's up on my YouTube. And what did you think about it? Did you
I liked it.
Right?
I thought it was funny.
You thought it was funny? It's basically, like a little compilation of, I told you, I asked my friends and other people about any awkward sex stories they had, and I kind of combined it into this little short where awkward sex things happen. It's interesting to me. Like, I mean, like, I'm not like, oh yeah, porn's very cool, my idea for that skit came from, like, me and my friend just talking about, like, like how sometimes funny and awkward porn is, like watching porn. I don't know if you watch porn or do you watch porn?
Maybe.
Okay. So,
but you said the porn could be awkward?
No, like how when you talk about it and actually think about it, like how it's shot, because like when you're watching porn, if you watch porn, when you're watching it, it's it's basically what's happening. The guy or the girl or the girl and the girl, it's happening. But when you think about how to shoot it, like you're in, it's just like any other production. You have a cast, you have a crew, you have, people are shooting. It's hours. It's like, all right, now this is the scene where you come, and this is the scene where she takes her panties off, and this is the scene where he puts his dick in her mouth. And, like when you think about it like that, it's kind of awkward. Like these actors are, doing it multiple times, takes. So. I think that it'd be interesting to shoot something like that, not just because it's porn, but I think it'd be interesting to see how, because even shooting this short, it was interesting to shoot something like that, to see like, all right, what angle can I use to show the viewers that they're naked, but they're not, so the same goes for porn. Like, I think that it can be creative, if you're not being like, weird about it, that it can be a creative process just like anything. So if it happened, like if there was a sex scene in my film, it'd be interesting. If it made sense, it just can't be some random porn, like.
So
like
you're definitely not down to be like, okay, let's have a good.
Like tomorrow, I'm not gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna shoot a porn, and it's gonna be awesome. Like, it's not like that. But if I'm in a movie, if I'm doing a romance, I'm like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to see if I can shoot a really steamy scene or a really like awkward sex scene. Like, can I get that feeling from the audience? Can I make the audience quote horny, or can I make the audience quote awkward? It's interesting.
So if it's necessary,
you don't
I'm
not just gonna be shooting like going,
but not just to do it. That's not a goal.
Right.
Okay.
It's not a goal. Some people it is. Huh?
Yeah. But okay, so as far as porn goes, when you watch porn, what do you watch? What kind of porn are you into? If you're into porn.
If I'm into porn, I feel like every guy, no matter what they say, they are into porn.
Okay.
They watch porn. Even girls. A lot of girls love it too.
So every guy's into porn. What do you watch? When you go on whatever website.
When I go on whatever website to watch porn, to click. I don't like. It's weird because I don't like. I'm selfish. I don't like porns with too much things going on. Like, I don't like when it has like people with threesomes or there's like, orgies. That's too much. It's too much for me. I can't do it. I want to see one-on-ones. I like stories. Maybe it's because I like directing and I like films. I like stories. They're interesting to me.
So what are you clicking on? What are you happen to watch?
I would happen to watch anything with a story that's long. Like, I don't want those like quick 4-minute videos. Like, I want to see a progression. I want to see something happen, some different positions throughout the porn.
So are you watching lovemaking? Or are you
No. We're watching porn. We're watching
Rebecca's
porn.
with her. Are you watching the ones where
we're watching Delivery Man came to give girl package she didn't expect?
Okay. Okay.
We're doing titles like that.
Gotcha. Okay, that's interesting. So you're watching the regular 101, I'm assuming.
Regular 101.
101.
I mean, of course, like everybody has a preference in female or male. Like, I'm attracted to African American, Latina, and like, I would watch porn with them in it. Okay. Yeah. Essentially, I'm not going to like, because there's also some crazy freakiness, like that shouldn't even be filmed.
I'm sure.
Like I'm not that adventurous.
Like, girls getting their heads stepped on
and bestiality and things like that is just wrong. Yeah, I don't go there. If you go there, I think you might have to like
see a doctor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do you watch porn? I just asked you this.
Yes, I'm not a porn watcher, to be honest. I have watched porn, and I will occasionally, like when I'm bored. But it's something guilty about watching porn. I don't do it. Like I don't like.
I shouldn't be doing this.
I don't like to have it in my browse history. I don't like to have. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone's in the house, I don't care if they're like 10 rooms away.
It's always too loud.
Yeah, it could be in my headphones, and I'm like, who's listening to me?
Lower this volume.
So like because of those kind of like paranoia things,
right.
I don't really. And also I don't know, something, not the lack of creativity, but like after like the first video, I kind of like, okay, like there's, I don't know, it's not, it's so repetitive watching porn that it can never really. Anyway, but I do, and when I go to it, honestly, it's for the women. I'm not gay, but
a lot of women say that though. A lot of women say they get turned on.
There's nothing attractive about men. And you know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, porn is all focused on women. Yeah,
it is.
There's never like a scene where you see the guy like slow grinding and licking his lips for 20 minutes, but you'll see that with women. Mm-hmm. So I would go to Latina, black women. Mm-hmm. I watch white women too.
Time to time. Time to time.
Time to time.
Just like if it pops up, if it's next. If it's next, like if it pops up.
No. I watch it sometime. Like, I watched it a few times. Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't necessarily go looking for it, but I'll click on it if it looks decent, if the girl looks pretty or something like that. I think I like stories, but I don't like the cliche stories. So I found myself kind of watching these. This is very detailed. I found myself watching the funny ones where like the girl just broke up with her guy, so then her friend invited her over, and then okay. I watch a lot of. No, not. I don't like that.
You don't like girl?
What does it do? Like, I mean, what does it do for you as a guy?
I mean, sometimes. I mean, I don't love like in real life. I guess it's the fantasy of porn, like that video. This video to this, that girl is gorgeous in this video. Yes,
she kind of looks like the other girl that's in Dope, the model.
Yes, it kind of looks like her. But no, sorry, sidetrack. Because this video, the one thing that stood out to me in this Michael Jackson video was this girl was beautiful. Like, I was like, oh my god. But anyway, back to that. The lesbian porn that'll interest me. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's wrong. You know, like this shouldn't be happening, which makes it hot. But I'm not the type of guy that's like to see it in real life. Like, oh, these two girls need to kiss. Like, nah, it's not that. It's not that serious. You know?
Yeah, for me, it's like that wouldn't arouse me at all. It wouldn't even interest me to
I know watch. A lot of girls that do watch that, and they're like, oh, it's so like, for some reason, I'm not a lesbian, but it really like makes me like, you know.
That's so weird because porn is boring to me, honestly. Like I said, the repetition. Like after I watch one video, I'm done with it.
Right.
So like, I can't imagine me sitting down and watching girls. It's so boring. You guys are gonna kiss for like 20 minutes. You're gonna rub your boobs for like 20 minutes, and then you're gonna rub your stuff together for 20 minutes, and then you're gonna fake an orgasm.
It's all faked. Like I just said, like the production of it.
Yeah,
it's like,
but there's some very believable ones. Well, I think some of them are probably real. Some of them have to be real. Some of them you can see the chemistry between people.
You can see chemistry, but so can you in film.
True, but I don't know. But what I was gonna say, because I think what I end up watching the most is interracial dating. I don't know why. I mean, interracial.
I don't know why. I watched that too.
I don't know why. That's how I end up with the white girls.
Oh, okay. That's
because
how you
I always end up with the white girls and the big black.
And the big black guy.
BBC.
Like I wonder how.
And I'm like, oh, okay. But it's something about it. It's like, oh, okay.
The color mixture,
maybe the color mixture. I don't know.
I am interracial. I like that.
I watch a lot of white guys black. I don't know what it is about it. Like not purposely. No. It's not purposely. It's not like I'm looking for it. But when it pops up, I'll actually watch the whole video.
Okay.
Yeah. That's interesting. Let's see if a steamy scene ever comes through Afro Productions.
Yeah, I am doing. I do think I'm gonna do a part 2 to this awkward sex video later. Not anytime soon, but I definitely will be.
Okay, well, it's getting late. I'm going to ask you one more question
right.
before we leave. Thoughts with LK. Make sure you go onto my blog, thoughtswithlk.com. Check out everything. We'll be here next week. Justin, you can catch him at Afro
Productions on YouTube.
On YouTube. Afro Productions on YouTube. Check that out. Awkward Sex Part 1.
Yes.
And then just one more question. I asked you this last week. I think we both were kind of like out of it with the names. But if you had to have a biopic,
yes, if I had
on
a biopic.
yourself, someone playing you, who's it gonna be? I mean, it doesn't have to be one person, but who's the couple of people that you can see it happening? And I actually have a suggestion for you.
Okay.
It popped up in my mind today, but go ahead.
Give me that one first.
No.
Oh,
I
you
can't
want me?
give you the, yes,
okay,
you go first.
Right, my biopic. I told you this before. I was like, if it was the opposite, like who would I be? You remember the Boondocks?
Okay.
I feel like Huey could play me. You know?
Okay.
Like Huey Freeman could play me, or vice versa. I could play Huey Freeman. But who would play me? Right. He's too old now. Oh. But remember Taj Mahal?
Yes.
People used to say that I look like Taj Mahal.
Old.
I mean, he's too old to play me. Like, he's older than... Is he? I don't even know. How old is Taj Mahal?
He's older than you, but not by...
He's older than by like 5 years, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, when Smart Guy was out, remember back then, people used to say I look like Taj Mahal all the time.
I can see that.
You know what I mean?
You can still be in the
I could still
Maury
be in the
family.
Maury. I could be. I think I could. I could be in my light skinned
Definitely.
self. I could be in the Maury family.
You could be one of
I
them.
feel like he could play me. He'd play me in my life.
As your childhood.
As my as the
Okay.
child Justin before I had a fro.
Okay.
You know.
Who else? Anybody else? Based off acting skills, anybody?
Based off acting skills, I don't think my life is that interesting except for the story I told you earlier when my van driver almost got arrested.
Okay.
But besides, that's the most interesting thing that happens. So, I don't know. I don't think I could see anybody else.
Okay.
Right now.
Here's my suggestion for you.
Okay.
Common.
That's interesting.
And Common's been acting lately.
Common
He
is
was
good
in,
too.
He
was in the last Barbershop movie.
Last Barbershop movie, but he was in the squad, the
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Was he in Suicide
Yeah.
Squad? Oh, yes, right. He was in that scene with the Joker.
A few other movies.
Yeah, he was in Smoking Aces. He was in Wanted. He's in John Wick 2. Common is really. I love Common as an artist, as a musical artist, but as an actor too. He's really really.
And Common
in
is a
little roles.
vibe.
Yeah, he is.
Shit.
You good?
Sorry. Common is a vibe, like an Erykah Badu. Like
Yeah, most definitely.
Like a Solange. Like there's certain
yeah.
people that's like, you could just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get your vibe. A Common.
From Common?
And then
that's
the
a
hat.
compliment.
He wears your hat that you wear.
Yeah.
And the dress. Yeah.
I love Common. That's a compliment. I would definitely love Common.
I feel like
me.
you in 10 years will look more, not look, but just
have a Common
favor
vibe.
more of a Common. Yeah.
Okay. That's dope. That's a compliment to me.
Yeah, no, I see it. I definitely see it.
What about you?
For me, I have down. So Regina Hall, I told you I can see that.
I can see that too. Actually, I can see the people I'm mentioning all of a sudden. I can see Megan Good.
I think she's too girly for me.
Too girly.
But she has a movie coming out, and I'll see her acting skills maybe.
Okay.
I forgot. She has a big movie coming out. Sanaa Lathan, I can see.
I forgot to add that girl to the girls that in film that I think are drop dead gorgeous. I used to have back in her movie because she's not in as much now, but yeah, I could definitely see that too. Actually, I could see Sanaa Lathan.
I could see. Then there's I said Regina Hall, Sanaa Lathan. The movie, the Spotlight movie I was talking about earlier. I don't know. Do you remember the girl that plays in it? She has a really long name. She's African. So her name is like Gugu.
Oh, Magartha Raw or something like that.
Yes, Magartha Raw. Yes.
Yes.
Her. I don't
She's
know
gorgeous
why,
too.
but I like her, and I remember when she wore her natural hair, I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
she was in Beauty and the Beast. Actually, she was the feather duster.
Yes,
Yeah.
she was. I kept saying, "Where's that girl from?"
Yeah,
That was definitely
that's
her. And this one is really off, but I just love her, so I threw her in here.
Uh-huh.
She's not African American, but if she was, Rachel McAdams.
Oh, Rachel McAdams is cute too.
I love her.
She's an amazing actress.
She is. And she's my first, like...
I can see her. I can see her playing you better than all of the African American women. Just because, based on your personalities.
Really?
Based on her.
I love her.
Because sometimes she's like, when she gives those looks when in dramas that are just like, what are you doing? Or whenever, like, there's a conflict, she has that expression that's just so, like, she can't believe what's going on. And then other comedies, she's really good, you know? Like in Mean Girls. Yes,
like,
Mean
come
Girls,
on.
she's
Like,
perfect.
she was funny.
She was perfect.
And she was, so crazy. She was super old.
She
But
was.
they always do that.
But
like,
yeah. Especially, yeah.
I was, like, in love with her. And then I remember watching her in Red Eye and being like... Yeah. Yes.
And then in Wedding Crashers, I loved her in Wedding Crashers.
She's
recently
amazing.
Doctor Strange. She's always good. And everything she's in, I think she's great.
And she has a lot of variety to her talent. Like,
yeah,
she
does.
can do a lot. But I like her seriousness and then her kind of like dry humor.
Yes.
I'm trying to be funny, but I really don't like you
kind
of personality.
Especially in Mean Girls.
Yeah.
The perfect villain.
Perfect.
Like one of the best villains ever.
But yeah, so that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me again.
Back. I appreciate it. It's been great. We did a lot of time today.
We did.
But we got a lot covered, a lot of talk, so I don't have to go in next week talking about all the movies and shows. I can leave that alone for a little bit. But yeah, like I said, guys, just
Afro. JustAfro on Instagram.
On Instagram. You don't have a Twitter.
I don't have a Twitter.
And YouTube.
YouTube, Afro Productions. And Facebook as well, Afro Productions.
Okay. And guys, tune into thoughtswithellekay.com. Next Wednesday, 10 o'clock, I'll be here.